Hello everyone, and welcome to my first video of the Scrivener Basics series that I'm developing. And in this series I'll be showing you the basic tools, functionality of Scrivener to meet all of your writing needs. So today we're going to focus on how to create a new project. So once you've downloaded and activated your copy of Scrivener, you can go to File, New Project, and you're going to get some templates to choose from. You can go with fiction, nonfiction, screenwriting. There's all sorts of options for today's purposes. We will stick with fiction, novel. You could do a novel with parts. You could do a short story. We'll just stick with the novel. So let's create one. It's going to ask me where to save it. I'm going to do the desktop, and let's call this New Project. Obviously, you would give it whatever name suits your book or your writing project, but alright, so it pops up our screen. Let me resize this so that you can see. Give me 1 second. So what it does here is it gives you much more than just your manuscript in one fantastic editor. Let's close these folders and I'll show you what I mean. So as you can see here, your manuscript is a small part of it. Now this is already, we're in a novel format, as you can see. So this has already set things up for a novel. But as I said, manuscript is only a small part. We start off with novel format, which is just an informational document that you can refer back to whenever you want. You don't have to delete it. It is not included in your compile. It's simply there for your reference throughout. Alright, so let's skip over manuscript for now and talk about the rest of these options, which are pretty amazing in my opinion. These two, characters and places, are fantastic for writers in my opinion. So what you can do with characters and places is you can create sketches of your characters or of your settings that you can refer back to while you're writing. So let's do one for example. So right click, add new. Character sketch, actually. So we'll call this guy Bob Smith. Okay, so over here I get a template for a character sketch, which is modifiable. I could add in whatever I want here. Like maybe I want to know relationships, and obviously I could change this to the same font style and color, all of that sort of thing. But the point is, it's completely modifiable. And in here we can put, Bob Smith's age, location, his role in the story, personality details, physical description, all sorts of things. Whatever it is that we want to remember about Bob Smith. And then what I like to do, I like a visual. So let's say, for example, I'm writing about a bodybuilder. What I might do is go online, search for images of bodybuilders, and when I find one that resembles the character I'm envisioning, I can just embed a copy of their photo here. And now how this is helpful, you can create a complete list of all your characters with their bios and images or descriptions, so that as you're writing, you can come back and refer to it regularly and stay consistent. You wouldn't want Bob, who is bald, to show up in one chapter having thick black hair. So it's a good reference point. The same goes with places. You can put in your settings here and sketch them out with as much detail as you want. For example, maybe part of your book is in Rome, maybe another part's at a ski resort, whatever. You can list them all out here by adding them, right-clicking and just adding them in. Just add in a setting sketch and put in all your details. So, Rome. And again, if you want to include some photos, you can certainly embed those. So those two are super handy when you're writing. They're a great reference tool to go back to. Then we have the front matter, and this is what's going to compile with your book. So we have 3 different options here: manuscript format, paperback, and ebook. You can see initially the ebook doesn't have much in it. It's got a cover image and a dedication. Paperback has a little more, but you can right-click on these and add in whatever you want. For example, I'm at add new text is what I just did there. So let's do a prologue. And then I come over here and I type my prologue, and once I'm done with my manuscript and I compile my paperback, I'll have a title page, copyright, dedication, blank page, and prologue. And you can modify these however you want. Now, let's say you want your copyright to be included in your ebook, and obviously it's going to be exactly the same. You don't have to rewrite it. All you do is right-click, and that was off the screen for you, but I did right-click, duplicate. So it's going to give me a second one, identical to the first, and I drag it down to ebook, and then I can change it right back to its original name. So now when I compile my ebook, I'll get the cover, the copyright, and the dedication. So these are completely modifiable for your front matter. Then we have notes, and these are it's just allowing you within the project to write down your own notes. And you do that just simply by adding text. Now I also like the research option here. This folder is handy. Let me give you a quick example. So I'm right-clicking on it, I'm going to add, and I'm adding a new folder. And I'm going to call this one Web Research. And then I'm going to right-click again and add new text. And I'm going to call this Links. Okay? So now over here I can just come in and paste whatever links to research I've done for my book. I can come over here and paste them in, and I can even write what it's about. So maybe I wrote about a brain surgeon, so brain surgery, and then put in a link for where I researched brain surgery to be able to write the book better. So research is a great utility. You can put anything in there. Links, images, whatever content you want that's going to help make writing easier. Now, if we go down here, we have templates, and they're modifiable. So if you don't like the way the character sketch is laid out, maybe you don't want to know their goals, you just come down to the templates, remove it, save your project, and from now on, you'll have the character sketch template that you want. And you can actually create other templates if you wish. Finally, we have the trash bin. And the trash bin is really handy because many times as I'm writing, I will either inadvertently delete a scene and it goes to trash, or I will intentionally delete a scene or even a chapter and then later wish that I hadn't or want some information from it. So when you remove it from your manuscript, it just goes to trash, which means it will not be included in your compile, but it will still be listed down here for you to refer back to. And if you find you lost something in error, you can just restore it back to your manuscript from the trash bin. Super handy. All right, so now let's get into it. We've started a novel project, novel format project. Let's get into the manuscript. So we'll go and open that folder. Now, we've got a couple of chapters here. I already started working on these, but I just wanted to show you basically how it works. So you click on a scene, and over here you have the text. You can modify it however you see fit. Now let's zoom this out so you can see a little bit better. Let's zoom down to like 90%. All right, so over here is your text. And to do this, let's actually get rid of these and just start over. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on it and throw it to the trash bin. Click on it, throw it to the trash bin. So now we have nothing up here. So right click, add chapter, or new folder, and we'll call this chapter 1. Okay. And then we're going to right click on the chapter, add new text, and this will be our first scene. So we'll call it scene 1. Now, an interesting note about these titles is the way you write them is the way that it will be compiled into your table of contents. So if you wanted to give greater detail for your readers in the table of contents, or for your own reference, you could be more descriptive. Scene 1, Day 1, hotel. Whatever you want. Now that's how it's going to compile, and that's how it's also going to save so that you can go back up through your chapters and scenes, and if you're looking for something in particular, you'll have an easier time finding it with a little information here than you would just by saying Scene 1, Scene 2, Scene 3. Once you've gotten to your chapter created and you've added a scene, you just come over here in the fully functional editor and start writing. So we'll do Once Upon a Time. Now, it is fully functional as an editor, so we'll go in here, for example, and let's change the font to, I like Orkney. We'll change it there, and then let's make this font size 14. Of course, I could bold, italicize, I could center it, do whatever, change the font color. It's a fully functional editor. Now, personally, when I write, I like to be able to see what I'm writing. And you don't have to change the font size to something enormous to do that. So we just go to View, Zoom, and I don't know, let's make it 175% there. So with that, it's still 14 font size. But with that, I can sit back at my desk and easily see what I'm writing. And when I'm finished with this scene, I just go back to my chapter, right-click, New Text, and we'll do Scene 2, Day 2, I don't know, Chicago. Okay, and we're ready to write again. Now, one of the other really cool aspects of Scrivener is that we can split screen here. And this is really handy because, I'll show you why. If we click over here and go back to our previous scene, all of the text that I've written for that scene will be visible in this pane. And then I can come over here in my new scene and begin to write. Then this happened. And while I'm writing, I can refer back to my previous section's content. So that's super handy if you like it. You just toggle it on over here or off. Simple enough. Now, once you've got a couple of scenes finished, I don't know how many scenes you want in a chapter, it varies by author, but let's say we're done with chapter 1. We just go back to manuscript, right-click, add new folder, and start chapter 2. Same scenario, right-click on it, add new text, and this will be our first scene of chapter 2. Day 4, we'll say we got up to, and now, I don't know, we're in Miami, whatever. All right, so you get the basic gist here. It's a very easy, simple process to use, and you can do most of this with any editor, right? But the thing about Scrivener is it's more, much more, as I've just shown you, than an editor, a text editor. So you've got, we're on chapter 43, let's say, and I'm trying for the life of me, I need to write something about Bob Smith, but for the life of me, I can't remember some of the things I said about him before, and I don't want to go back up through 40-something chapters to find out, so I click on Characters, and I go to my character sketch of Bob. That's not Bob, by the way. But that's all you do. You just go down to your character sketches that you've created, and they'll give you the details. Same thing with the place. I want more information about their hometown, the protagonist's hometown. I just go to Places and select the one that I've entered for their hometown, and I have the information I need. All right, that is it in a nutshell, guys, for how to create a new project in Scrivener. Stay tuned for future videos in the series Scrivener Basics, and visit my blog at maxwellsilverquill.com. I appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. And one last time, to create a new project, File, New Project, and then just select what you want to write. Maybe next time I'll do a screenplay. Very simple and straightforward. I hope it helped, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.